Welcome back, fans, to Mecha Madness. If you're new here, take a moment, hit the like button, subscribe, whatever helps you float your boat. I want you to come back. I want you to enjoy the channel. So, we've hit 32% with the Luna 44 Kickstarter. We still got some ways to go. I did drop a new video. If you go to my channel, showing you what's coming. A lot of people wanted hexes. I already said hexes were in there. And then people were like, but we didn't see any samples in your gameplay. I'm like, okay, here's a video. But today we're talking about C3 networks, how to build a C3 network and how to counter a C3 network. I wanted to do this video in response to a couple of questions I got, like, how does a C3 network work? Where do I find it in a book? So on and so forth. If you have the current Alpha Strike Commanders Edition, it is in a book. It has a 3-page section. But I want to talk about the unit master list primarily. So let's go ahead and share screens. So this is your friendly master unit list, point blank. When you get here, before we build a list, let's show you how to filter units. So you're going to click on units on Alpha Strike. If you're looking for mechs or units with C3 masters, you're going to type in C3M for C3 master. It gives you 69 units. So Panther, Daimyo, Mongoose, Bishamon, Komodo, all the way down to Battle Masters, Crockett's, Yuhongs, Kodiaks, Atlas, so on and so forth. Now, let's say you want to put in a particular mech that you have. I have an Atlas. Is there a C3? There you go. It'll automatically cut down to just your mech. So I want to right click and open this in a new tab so I can show people. Then I want to look at other mechs. So Cyclops has 2 variants. Okay. We have an avatar, 2 avatars, Bakemono, Battlemaster. So as we filter out, it will give us exactly what we got. Now, the second part to a C3 network is that 1 master, 3 slaves, but that 1 lance only talks to itself. When you want to do the company-wide, you have to get something that has C3 master too for your primary commander. That's one way of doing your C3 master list. So there's a battle master for 52 points that comes with dual C3s. Taisho, Cyclops, Sunder, Naginata, and the Aphrodite. I have mixed feelings about the Aphrodite. Now, in vehicles, you can get a hovercraft. Maxim hover company command is terrifying, and I'll show you why. I open up another tab. So the other way you get a command lance for a C3 company is you have 2 units with C3 master. One of my experiment lists that I did a while back, and it's in my Google Drive, I took the cheesy way out, and my command lance has a Skulker wheeled scout tank. And there's a reason why. My Monday night group, primarily, we play 500 points. No more, no less, maybe a 350-point game if we're in a rush. But I got a Skulker and a C3 Master, and a Panther C3 Master. So let me go ahead and we're going to go in reverse to the beginning. Then we're going to switch to how do we counter C3 companies. Panther, 23 points, 3 structure, 3 armor, C3 Master, 111, jumps for 8. No fuss, no muss. Skulker, Will Scout Tank, 15 points. 2 armor, 1 structure, no guns. Literally, it sits on the battlefield and it keeps the radar going. That's it. It's really not impressive. However, it does have a team limit 3, so if you have to keep hiding from your opponent that's trying to hunt you down, there you go. Let's get to the Maxim Company Commander. So you have 4 armor, 3 structure, and it's still a very nasty vehicle at 44 points. My opinion, too soft, too expensive, and you have to keep moving. If you play a very mobile, harassing force, do it. It's perfect for you. The Atlas that we were discussing earlier is your CM Command Atlas. It has AMS, C3 Master Case, IF1, LR 111, rear 11 and tag, meaning that it can spot for air forwards and artillery. Beautiful machine, highly recommended. But now you're like, okay, now that I got the master units out the way, how do I check the units that are attached? The C3 slave. So you switch the M to a S, and then you're going to be overwhelmed by the number of C3 slave units, 297 to be exact. Again, for mechs you own, just go ahead and type in the name at the top. So, for example, Shadowhawk, you have 3 variants. Wolverine, you have 3 variants. Marauder, you have about 3. Orion has 1. So I'm going to right click. Well, I'll just go to it. So it moves 8 inches. Ouch. It's kind of a bully. 7 armor, 3 structure, 3 C3 slave, case, black 111, MHQ. Anybody can get it. Mercenary, Draconis Combine, Fed Sons. It's a pretty beefy boy. Okay, so that's effectively how you look at it from that perspective. You can always scroll down and look for the mechs that you own and see if you might have one. So there is a Mongoose 2. It moves 20. It's really fast. And it has an ECM with energy. You could just say it's this Mongoose 2. Phoenix Hawk. There's 2 Phoenix Hawks. Hunchback. There's multiple ways you can skin a cat with C3 networks. So with that, there's optional rules for ECCM. And what we're going to do now is we're going to keep our C3 slaves, but we're going to put ECM in there. Why? Because we don't want everyone to have a C3 network. Could you just imagine? So one of my favorite machines to do scary things with is the Hunchback 5P. It's a beefy murder monster in a corner. That's why in the background, I have the back of it facing forward. So 39 points, which is reasonable. 6 structure, 4 armor, ECM energy. No ammo explosions. Excuse me, and it will keep pace with everything in your command lines. Unless you're running one of the faster C3 master units. So that's one option for saying no to people. Ordering the Owens is not bad. The Owens 1F can keep up with your Maxim. C3 Slave, ECM Energy, MHQ, Probe, Recon Tag. It's a 39 point all-in-one, one-stop shop. Highly recommend the humor there. Ravens, Raven 4 LC. 2 short, 2 medium, 3 armor, 2 structure, 1 overheat, Stow, C3, ECM, MHQ, and NARC. Yeah, there's another option. There's multiple options on getting the job done. So at the beginning of your turn, which is the very important part, at the beginning of your turn, what you want to do is declare you're going to ECCM mode with your ECM units. ECCM is electronic countermeasures or cancel countermeasures in English. So that means when your mechs have your C3 on, you're protecting them by canceling out the signal of your opponent. When you're in ECM mode active, you're counting all C3, so yours and the opponent's. And what happens is that when the opponent gets close to you, they can't use their C3 until they deploy their own ECMs in the same mode of ECCM to cancel out you. That's how that works. So now, that's C3 in a nutshell. That's how to find it. That's how to counter it. And what I like to do is now switch over to vehicles. I'm going to turn off ECM for a moment. So with LRM carriers, that's been clarified in the Monday night game and going through rules, we're going to go through carriers. So I don't highly recommend SRM carriers and C3 networks unless you're using them in ambush. Ambush, meaning that they start hidden on the table. 3 armor, 3 structure with ECM, and they're hitting for 6 damage, 32 points. So roughly 37 or 38 points you can have it with skill 3. And if it doesn't move, it's gunnery skill 2, meaning that whoever is unlucky enough to run in front of it isn't having a pleasant day at all. At all. All right, so now I'm going to put LRM and go to combat vehicle. So the LRM carrier 3055 upgrade. It's slow, has no TMM, and you have to park it somewhere where it's effective. And what that means is you're going to park it. You're going to park it on a hill. And I wanted you to see me. You're going to park it on a hill here at long range. And whoever your C3 buddy is, the sprint helicopter or anyone that's super annoying and fast, is going to fly behind your opponent. The most effective use of C3 is having a fast mobile unit with a high TMM and staying power. Staying power in the essence of it can take a hit and still be there, or it's a moderately speeded unit that can effectively crush people's dreams and drive them nuts. So let's get back to the master unit list really quick and go to vehicles. So one scary vehicle with C3 is the Pegasus Scout Hover Tank. All right. So the C3 Pegasus Hover Tank is terrifying as a spotter and as a C3 network member because it allows your heavy units, if you saw the picture catapults, it allows your long range missile boats, sniper shooters, whoever, to be at short range because of the Pegasus. Now, the Pegasus is still moving 18 inches, which is terrifying in and of itself. It's still hitting for 3. It loses 1 point of armor compared to the base model. And that's just one scary thing. So, going over other units that are just not right. You have the Maxim Hover Transport C3. It still carries infantry. It has an indirect fire of 1. and it's just as fast as a Pegasus. It can keep up. So you could literally do a C3 hover lance and terrify people because that whole lance is ungodly fast. So 2 more vehicles, and then we're going to wrap up the video. So the one that I've been using lately, in the past 3 months, has been the Sprint Scout helicopter. It moves 26 inches with a TML of 4. Because it's a VTOL, it adds +1 to the opponent's shot, making it a +5 at short, +7 at medium, and +9 at long range to hit this C3 monster. So staying power, no. Sneeze at it the wrong way, it's going away. But the power that it has to bring to bear is the fact it has probe, recon, and it can cross the board in 26 inches. And remember, C3 is based on the range of the spotter to the target. So it has a 50-inch threat range a turn, making anything that can reach out and touch that much closer. So stop the share. List building. The effective way to list build is to first research the units you want, write down their names and their model number, and then you go back to the Alpha Strike list builder. So last time, and we're just going to do the maxims for sake of argument. So I want to click on Force and come down to Alpha Strike Builder. Under Alpha Strike Builder, what I'm going to do is do the Maxim company command. Looking for it. So company commander 3069, I'm going to get 1. Now I want the Pegasus vehicle support, the C3 mod, 1, 2, 3. So that's 140 points. Normally, my group, we try to use vets and run it at skill 3. So 167 points. And that is the command lance. Let's do another lance. And I'm using the example of one of my group members that has a C3 network that I just gifted him. So what I'm going to do is confirm what model it is really quickly. I'm going to go to Alpha Strike, C3 Master, type in Cyclops. There's going to be the Cyclops C, because he only needs 1 lance. You cannot have multiple C3 company commanders. You only have 1, unless you're building a new C3 network. We're going to make it skill 3. I'm going to come over and I'm going to get a Spider C. Then I'm going to get a Thug 12K, because that's the model that has the C3 slave. And then I'm going to get a Grand Dragon. My favorite variant is a 7K. And we're going to make them all skill 3. Now, this is 366 points, 2 lances, pretty terrifying. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get a, what do I want? I don't know. I want to add some other firepower. Panther. Let's just do a Panther. Now with the Panther, I'm going to get LRM carriers. And the upgrade, there's going to be 2 3055s, and then I want to get 1 SRM carrier, C3. It's 485 points. The Panther's mainly there as a bench warmer, And the SRM carrier, can I get away with it? 503 points isn't terrible, but we are putting a lot of work on the spider to get close to the enemy and a Pegasus. But again, 500 points. We can make the SRM carrier skill 4. Nobody will complain. And if I really wanted to have cheesy free spotters, truck, these trucks have no weapons on them, and then I make them skill 5. And they're literally there just to drive around that corner and be my radio operator for an indirect LRM strike. Done. I'm going to save, print the PDF. I don't know, my internet's running slow, but whatever. I'm going to open the file. And ta-da, that's it. So I have a maximum heavy cover transport and 3 Pegasus. Cyclops, Spider, Thug, Grand Dragon, Panther, 2 LRM carriers, SRM carrier, and 3 flatbed trucks. This is truly terrifying. What I will do is at the next opportunity, I will run this unit and do a bat rep video with it, showing people how to play it. And what I will do is I will surprise everyone with a perfect balanced enemy force that is using similar tactics, but not exactly the same. So thanks for watching. It's been a beautiful day. Overall, this could work. The Hunchback with the ECM guarding your main units, and then long-range missile boats with C3. We'll get into it later. Have a beautiful day. Thank you guys for watching.